small smallmouth in the weight. 29 pounds, 1 ounce. There you go. Boom, folks, that is a killer. 30 pounds, call it. That's a 6-pound average.
Smallmouth bass, 29 pounds, 1 ounce. A stunning one-day effort for Florida's Chuck Economou. Maybe the best bag of smallmouth bass over 30 years on the Bass Angler Sportsman Society's tournament trail. But not unexpected here. We're in trophy class smallmouth bassin waters.
Where is the world's best smallmouth bass trophy waters? Without a doubt, it's the Tennessee River TVA impoundments, shared by Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee. In the special category of big bronze-back bass, Pickwick and Wilson Lakes have few rivals. Today, the Bassmasters drop anchor in Florence, Alabama for the $317,000 Kmart Bassmaster Top 100 tournament. Although places like Dale Hollow, Lake Erie, or Bull Shoals have big reputations for big smallies, here at Pickwick and Wilson, big is over 6 pounds. A 5-pounder is common. The bragging size starts at 7 pounds.
Look at this, people. Look at this. Look at this, people. 7 pounds and 7 ounces, folks. Let's give them a good hand.
Some folks claim the rougher the weather, the better smallmouths bite. Well, these Bassmasters are going to have every opportunity to test that theory. Strong winds, high waves, and changing conditions. But that's typical bass tournament weather. Stay tuned. The Bassmasters will be right.
If your quest is for a career catch, a trophy-size smallmouth bass, there's one likely starting point. The tail race waters below Wilson Dam at Florence, Alabama. Here, 5 to 7 pound smallies are regularly hooked by drift fishing with hair jigs or live bait. The oldest TVA impoundment in Alabama, Wilson Lake made the record books in 1950 by yielding a world record 10.5-pound smallmouth bass. But Wilson's 16,000 acres has lately been dwarfed by the 43,000-acre Pickwick as the prime smallmouth spot. Pickwick is expected to get most of the attention from the 115 professional anglers and amateur partners fishing the Kmart Bassmaster Alabama Top 100 over the next 3 days. But as good as Pickwick is regarded, weather conditions may be the deciding factor in who takes home the $75,000 first place purse.
Really, the main thing is that severe cold front we had to go through here last week. It's got the water temperature dropped down to about 49 or 50 degrees, and the fish are real erratic, and in fact, they're just almost impossible for me to catch.
Tennessee pro Charlie Ingram is no stranger to Pickwick.
I caught 2 over 7 on back-to-back casts one day here, and it's not uncommon to catch a 8-pounder, really, for that matter, and every year they catch one between 9 and 10 here. So we could see some real big smallmouth come in this lake. The fishing, unfortunately, is a little off right now, I think, because of the cold weather that we had here last week. Got out to 11 degrees, and they really haven't recovered from that yet.
David Fritz believes the low water will work for him.
The lake is a little bit low. Down for the winter drawdown, which makes it good. It makes it where you can see a lot of the stumps and see the channel edges, and makes it a little easier to run. And also it positions the fish a little bit better. So I like that. I mean, you know, a lot of these fish are in eddies. Anywhere the water breaks away from the bank and you got a little swirl, that's where a lot of these fish are at, and that's the kind of things I've been looking for. So the low water is going to help me, and I think it's going to help everybody.
David's using 2 lures, a local smallmouth favorite, the smoke grub, and a gold-colored crankbait.
This is a smoke zoom Pat Albert, and I rigged it on a little, actually it's almost like it's not really a jig head, so to say, but yet it is.
The grub imitates the primary shad forage on Pickwick. During the March-April period, crawfish are the favored fare. Notice the color pattern on David's crankbait.
This is one of my key baits that I caught most of my fish on. This is a Rapala Risto Wrap. It runs about 6 or 7 foot deep, using it on 10-pound test, sensor line.
North Carolina's Chris Bumgardner has hit on a real hot hole.
We pulled up on one spot, and we caught 6 keepers off that one spot, including a 6-pound. Smallmouth and a 7-pound largemouth off that same spot.
What Chris has located in Cane Creek is really a hot hole. The Colbert steam plant discharges into the creek. The water temperature here is 10 degrees warmer than the main lake.
Some fish that probably live in here, and there's some that probably migrate in here in the winter. And you know the warm water attracts the shad in the winter. And them fish are probably just more or less following them shad. Catch one, he's fat and healthy. He might not be 15 inches, but he's usually fat. A lot of spotted bass in here. That's mostly what's catching, but they don't measure up.
A keeper bass in this Kmart, Alabama Top 100, whether a spotted, smallmouth, or largemouth, must measure at least 15 inches long. The daily tournament limit is 5 bass. With all the talk and fishing focus on smallmouths, there's a tendency to overlook the largemouth bassin. But at the day one weigh-in, the largemouth rules.
Folks, watch it and watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Come on. 28 pounds, boom, on the money. 28 pounds, 1 ounce. Mark it, 28 pounds and 1 ounce. Right on it. Let's hold them up. Largemouth, people. Don't that blow your head off, brother? Huh? Don't that blow you? Just take your underwear and float them down to your knees. Now, I tell you what, he's not pretty, but these bass are pretty, isn't they?
Well, so much for the pre-tournament smallmouth hype. The Hemp Hill, Texas pro leads by over 6 pounds. Mark Menendez, with a mixed bag of largemouth and smallmouth, ranks second with 21 pounds, 11 ounces. 4-time world champion Rick Clunn, with 20 pounds, 11 ounces, is third, followed by Chris Bumgardner with 2010, and 2-time Angler of the Year Kevin Van Dam with 20 pounds, 5 ounces. David Fritz scores 18 pounds, 3 ounces to claim 6th place. Rick Morris, Carl Maxfield, Kevin Worth, and Tommy Biffle round out the top 10 leaderboard.
By 8:25, I believe it was, I caught my 5th keeper, and it kind of slowed down after that. The current started picking up from them raising the lake level. And I could not fish the area near as thorough. Hopefully they will be in there again tomorrow, but the way the lake level is changing, there's no real telling.
Mark Menendez is more confident his pattern will hold true.
If we do have a major weather change, these particular fish aren't going anywhere. They're out there waiting for the weather conditions to get right to go in and spawn, and we're a long way from that right now. So I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be out there. Just depends if it's a bright blue day, it may make a little difference, but I think they'll stay put. I hope so anyway.